How's it going?
Yeah, good, thanks.
Yeah.
It's been interesting just to kind of like stop and stand and just watch people walk past.
Yeah. I think we're always really in a hurry. I'm always in a hurry.
Yeah.
So I never just sit there and watch people.
Yeah, I think that is like a kind of a bit of a shame about kind of British culture. Or I don't know, maybe it's just kind of
it is because
this area. It's just like we don't stop and
I don't think it's just this area.
sit and chat.
It's a culture thing.
Yeah, it's like you always need to like. It's like, why are you standing there? Like, what's your intent?
Yeah, like what are you planning to do?
Yeah.
But then again, like the whole thing of streets, kids. The whole thing of streets, it's like it's for a purpose. It's not built for like social interaction.
Yeah.
Things don't happen on the street.
We don't have those like piazzas and stuff.
Yeah, and just like in India, you have like a tea shop on the street.
Yeah,
Everyone comes there like during tea break.
Yeah.
You know, like how we have tea break, but they all go outside, have a cig,
watch out,
meet their tea guy, meet all their friends. And sometimes you see like it's usually old men, like we'll just get chairs. Oh, all right. We'll just get chairs and we'll just be sitting next to the tea shop, and that's their daily routine, activity. They just sit there and watch and talk, and there's always a radio like blaring in the background with all the traffic. If people don't know Hyde Park area, they're just gonna be like, what the hell is this place?
Yeah, that's true.
It sounds like hell. But it isn't.
Yeah,
I know it has all of these like
it has its opening and closing times.
But yeah, no, you're so right. Hyde Park does have opening and closing times.
It does.
Especially on the weekends. But in the week when it's all the students, you know what I love sometimes is when you walk into uni alone, and like most times I'm walking up this street, and then you see almost like 50 people on the road also going marching to uni, and you're like, oh, I'm not so alone.
Yeah, and they all have the same faces. They're just like
the same as yours, and you're like, yeah, I feel you.
I don't feel so alone.
Hyde Park is a really interesting area. I think it's kind of like underloved. Like there's not enough care about it, and
I guess I was reading this thing.
What is this?
Oh my god. And you've been living at the end of Hyde Park. You were at Harrow Grove last year. Now you're on Hyde Park Road.
I know, it's so much better.
Yeah? You feel a change?
Just the view.
Oh, and you'll see that in a sec as well.
Yeah, I really didn't like... I mean, it had a certain charm, I guess. But I think my affinity is for nature.
Yeah.
So...
And it gets,
So when I look outside and the first thing I see is like, you know, when spring came and all the flowers
Oh,
were growing.
yeah.
Oh,
And all the tulip beds.
Yeah,
The way they've lined and like planned Hyde Park.
It just looks so calming and it wakes you up and puts you in a good mood.
And when you look outside and you see... I think that's what I do.
Compared to when I was in Howard Grove, I woke up, I looked outside and there was just some guy kicking over a bin and I'm like...
Why do we live in Hyde Park if we don't really enjoy it that much?
It's cheap!
Is it?
I mean, it's the hub. It's close to... It's a love-hate relationship. It's close to uni. You've got a park nearby.
Yeah.
You've got doctors nearby.
Oh, yeah.
No, I was going to say, like, when it's particularly kind of, like, sad and, like, kind of, I don't know, prevalent is, like, that weekend in July when everyone moves out.
And it just becomes a feeding frenzy.
And it's just, like, so much crap everywhere, and it's just...
And people don't have any consideration for other human beings on the road.
Yeah, it's just a bit of a shame, like, it could be quite a nice area, but it's just... Because it's so, like, transient, it's just like people don't like care. Like if I'm not going to live there next year,
then it doesn't matter.
I can just throw my crap out.
But I think it stems up as well because Hyde Park is one of the places in Leeds which is the most unsafe area.
Yeah.
And technically, like Leeds City Council should be doing things about it. But I read this article where the theory behind them not doing anything is because all the residents aren't permanent. The maximum they stay in Hyde Park for is, say, 2 years, and then they move, so there's no point.
Yeah.
But that mentality just propagates more people like that coming and doing stuff like that.
Yeah.
We've got people from all walks of life, we've got all generations, we've got people from all over the world, so it's quite unusual, I would say. You know, it's not the typical sort of office environment where there tends to be a lot of stereotypes in here. You have some weird and wonderful characters. And I don't know, it draws people to shop in here, different people, because they like the vibe that comes from different nationalities, different age groups. It's good. It's a good place to work. I've been here a long time. I don't want to work anywhere else.
How long have you been here?
36 years next month.
That's a very long time.
A really long time.
And you would never imagine working anywhere.
I have worked other places, just weekend jobs, or to supplement my income before we owned this business. But I enjoy being here. I enjoy interacting with people. I enjoy helping people. So yeah, it gives me a lot of pleasure. Enough to help you later. Hi, darling. Can I get you? I do. They're expensive though. $3.99 each, or 2 for $7.50. But they are the big fat Madagascar ones, so you get loads and loads of flavour from them. They are dear. There's no getting away from it. Yeah?
Show me them and then I'm going to have a look around and see how much.
That's one. Or you can buy a tube of 2 for $7.50. But like, you can see how long they are.
I think it's changed an awful lot in the last 10 years because I think people are struggling now, and people struggle. They start to be more for themselves. Instead of trying to help other people, they're more doing what's best for them, not what's best for everybody, which is not a good thing, especially when you're in a place like this.
So you say it's become more money-orientated than people-orientated?
No, I think it's more survival rather than money. I think it's people trying to survive more. Obviously, but you've got to take money because you're paying a lot of money in rent, so you have got to take money, but it's not all down to money, I don't think. This stall, this particular one, 27 years. But that's coming to an end because this is actually coming down. This part of the market that we are standing in now will not be here next year.
Why not?
They're building a hotel and new shops, so the market's going across, but that's probably more to do with John Lewis. He's been across the road than the market improving. Estimate-wise, it's probably down by about 70-80% to what it used to be. I mean, we used to come in here on a weekend, and it used to be, we used to be here for 6:30, 7 o'clock. We get here at 8:30 now, even on a Saturday. It's not, there's no customer base anymore. Well, it's just a fact that market people are older people, and the younger ones just don't come into markets anymore.
What about all the students?
No, because it's all online, isn't it? I mean, why would you go shopping? You get your phone and go, and it's there before you, and you can go straight to the pub. You don't have to go to the shop in between. And we used to come in and we used to go up to the top. There used to be a cafe at the top. It used to be full of traders all going for the breakfast. But they'd all been here since 6:30 in the morning. So at 10 o'clock they were ready for going for breakfast, and other people were coming in. But now people don't get here till. But if you come in here in the morning, some of these shops don't open till 9:30, 10 o'clock, and they're away at 4.
Gbogbo Mushin ló kọ̀nfàmù o. Jíbọ́lá bàtà ó ní Mushin àjínà. Báàkì làgàtà ó ní Mushin ànádòrò. Wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ eléré tó ń kọ fújì o. Wọ́n ti mọ̀ bí yàtọ̀ fún ọmọ òṣèfọwọ́rọ́. Moonlight connection golden sun ló kí yín o. Area commander gbogbo ní Fuji ní Mushin.
It's the interaction of people. With a common goal. Looking after each other. Coming here every day, doing the same thing. Well, all the market people, the market traders, so to speak, you know, they have like a union as well, I think. But I've only come in fresh. I'm only 3 years old into it. But they already have like a togetherness about them that I've become a part of now.
And what was it like on your first day?
First day, it's a new thing, new environment, new experiences. It took a while to get to know the workings of the market, but after about a year, you kind of, you've been here every day in a year, you get to know what's going on. The way it works around here, some people have been here 20 years, 40 years, 50 years, you know, like that. So they already have their own established friendships, you know. You can't just come around and break into that.
Yeah.
Right? Because they don't know you really. And they will always be loyal to that old friendship in comparison to the new kid on the block, right? So that's what I mean by that, in the sense that I really didn't bother with myself with the whole community thing, but after a while, there's no escaping it. You become part of it. In fact, you come here every day, you see the same people every day, you guys have conversations about the market workings, about the structure, about the council, about things you did over the weekend, about what you're going to do next weekend, holidays, all that kind of thing. So yeah. But I believe after 3 years, I'm definitely part of it now. Definitely. And in the customers, they're live or good people. Most of the time, yeah. 99% of the time. There's always going to be one that is here just simply to wind you up. But that comes with the territory too. As a market trader, the word market in bracket is a combustion of characters, right? So that is a community in itself. They just come and hang out. Now we have the food quarter over there. That brings people between 12 and 2, all the workers coming here to have lunch. That's another community in itself. So there's communities within the community. The food eating community, the food service community, you understand, the hangout community, all of them.
Does it feel like home?
It is a second home, yes. Because you're here 6 days out of 7 in a week. Especially for me, that's what I meant, part of what I meant by the solo act is that I walk in here by myself. Everything is done by me, so there's no other interaction with anyone else. I do have 1 or 2 people out there who come in, like models and stuff like that. When I have other things doing, they come in and sometimes they look after the shop when I have somewhere to go or whatever. But besides that, it's just me. And most of the other shops have 1, 2, 3 people. Yeah, but the bigger they are, the more people they have. This is enough for just one person, you know. And there are other shops like me out there. Mikey, you okay? That's part of what I'm talking about. He's a good friend of mine. I've met him. I've known him out there, but I've met him. I'm closer to him now because we see each other every day in the market. So, yeah, that's it.
that's where it started. I've always been in like community groups when I was younger, and that's also where I started dancing, so it overlaps for community, and the dance community for me started as the same thing, because I used to go to like a youth centre, and that's where I discovered dance as my outlet. But community is just extended family, so honesty, acceptance, discovery with each other, and just being there. Yeah, I would say acceptance is a key word, because it's like your family. I mean, obviously everyone's family is different, but for me the word family is unconditional. So it's acceptance of whatever it is that you're going through, and the support of the others. So yeah, support is another word for community. I think belonging is heightened when you do share the similar passion or similar activity, interest in that sense, because you understand a lot, you understand each other a lot more. Like when you're in a community, you feel like you get me, in the sense of like you're understood. You don't necessarily have to explain the way that you are.
Yeah, I agree. I think one thing with a dance community is what reaction of dance does to how it affects the community. So for example, if you're doing choreographed dance together, it's often when people are doing the same thing and there's something to learn, and there's literally a connection in what you're doing. So I think that builds on the community of like being physically linked. And then if you're doing dance which might not be choreographed, or might be dancing amongst each other, there's a connection in spirituality or touch, which heightens that element of what community is for dancers.
And it's communication, I think, with dance. I think dance is very powerful. So the dance community is powerful because, touching on what he said in terms of spirituality, for you to be connected to your body, that's like a spiritual practice. That's what people who are trying to practice yoga or meditation, that's what you're reaching. And when you're an aware dancer, because not everybody's at that stage, I feel like it's a journey. It's a spiritual journey, because to get to that stage, there's some point of a physical activity that helps us reach that spirituality. Like, so, yeah, it's beautiful because you communicate through dance. If me and Amari had an issue, we wouldn't necessarily have to speak about our issue. People battle it out. You call them out, and it's like, let's settle this on the dance floor. So it's us using our dance, our form, as a way of communicating, instead of it being a fight or physical. Like, we can express it using our art, and it's like sitting down and meditating. You can sit with yourself and find what your issue is, or you can dance it out and find what your issue is. It's your outlet. For me, anyway, that's always been my outlet. So I say it's a very, very powerful form. Very powerful. Improvisation, because with improvisation you're exploring the unknown in that. Like, you're allowing there's improvisation with yourself, which is like one dimension of exploring the unknown, and then when you bring somebody else, there's another level to it, because I have to trust myself, and then I have to trust you. So in terms of that, I was mentioning support and levels, because if we're improvising and like we're touching, there's a connection here. If one person goes lower than the other, you become a mode of support, because then the other person can go on top of you. And it's that trust. And once you have that trust and connection with somebody, and again I refer to spiritual, because that, like, you're transcending, because you're literally moving. I could fall back and I can know that Omari's going to be there and to catch me, like. And when you get to that point, it's like, and that is community, isn't it? Support, like we were saying. So. From my family, which is how I know Mark with my extended family. So I mentioned that I'm thinking of staying here, and he was like, contact this guy. He does some dance like teaching. Contacted him. He's like, I'm buying a studio. I want you to be the lead of hip hop, blah blah blah. And like we've taken it from there. So I play a big role in Kobe at the moment, but only because of this guy. So
I forgot about that.
I remember that day because I was literally in Leeds and I had nothing. I had nobody, and I threw myself in the deep end, and I just was like open to whatever came my way. So to have that, I will always feel very appreciative of Kobe because it was my family. That's how I've met most of my friends, like till now. I think it's important because as much as we are alone, we're not. Like we're all here on the planet together. So it's like, what can we do to grow? The environment is what helps you. I was speaking to somebody about this. There's two different analogies I like to use because I read about a homeless guy who had a PhD, a master's and everything. So he has the means. He has the means to be successful. But because of his environment, because he's homeless, so on paper, when he goes to a job interview, he gets the first interview, but when he walks into the door, they smell him, or he has all of his bags with him. He doesn't have it because of his environment. So as much as you have the means individually, as much as you are alone and you can do it, your environment is what shapes you. As much as a seed, every seed can blossom. If I do not give it the environment, if I do not water it, if I do not give it sunshine, it will not blossom, as much as it has the means. So it's like, as much as I can do this by myself, I can't. It's physically impossible for me to do it myself. And that's why the community is so important. Like, we're nothing without the community. The seed is nothing without its environment, without its soil, without its nutrients, without its sunlight, without its water. So that's what our community is.